If you've ever been to Amsterdam, you know that they have weed is legal for the most part. I mean, it's legal to smoke it. It's in many ways it's legal to smoke it, illegal to grow it, and it's legal to partake in designated locations such as coffee houses that have the symbols on it that says, "Hey, you can get your weed here." Okay, so when people go to Europe, they're like, "And we got to go to Amsterdam," So at any rate, in Amsterdam, made the trek to Amsterdam, and the very first day, get to the hotel, drop off everything at the hotel, and made a very committed decision to find these coffee houses and really see, There I am in Amsterdam, walking into a coffee house with a friend who shall remain nameless, again, not to incriminate anyone. With the menus, they have a menu. They give you two menus. They give you one that, because you're in a coffee house, is genuinely tea and coffees and different beverages that you could have because you are still in a tea house, coffee house. And then you also get a second. You also get a second menu that's typically face down on top of the coffee tea menu, which is a menu of marijuanas, different types of marijuanas. You can get marijuana. Most of the menu has marijuana that's cut with tobacco, and you can get marijuana from Colombia and Jamaican grown, and all kinds of different kinds. Like if you go to the store and you decide you want to buy a pack of cigarettes, there are different brands, there are different kinds that taste different ways and have different things going on with them. Same thing with weed, which I did not know. I was like, hey, count the leaves, 7 points, there you go. Hey, good luck, and hey, happy smoking. I just don't know. I just don't know anything about weed to walk in that savvy. And I think the guy behind the bar knew it, because I'm looking at the menu like I'm reading a food menu, like I don't know what kind to get. There's so many choices. Like I'm just not prepared for the number of choices that we have. It's like, man, help me. So I finally go down the list. My friend and I, we finally go down the list, and we see something that feels like this might be the easiest choice to make. And the easiest choice to make was pure weed. Pure weed. So we were like, it's easy enough. Decision made and done. Let's get 2 single weed pre-rolled joints. And I kid you not, the guy behind the counter looked at us and said, "Are you serious?" And we were like, "Yeah." And my first thought was, maybe that wasn't enough. Like, are we wasting his time by ordering 2 joints? Is this not typical? That's like going to McDonald's and ordering, you got all these meals and stuff, but you just decide you're going to order a couple of fries. Not even like a whole pack of fries. So, but I stood by my choice. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing with this. So you need to give me this before I decide not to have anything, because I don't know what I'm doing. Dude gives us the weed, gives us the joints. And I ordered coffee. Don't get me wrong. I'm still in a coffee house. I'm more of, if I'm hooked on anything, it's coffee. I'm a coffee head. At any rate, go to and sit down in this place, and you can see from where we're sitting, there's a window. There's a big window that out to the street. And it also has, in Amsterdam, there are these canals. There's nothing but canals through every street, these waterways. And so you can see out the sidewalk, and then you see the waterway, and you also see the street. And my friend and I, we take our individual joints, and we light up, and we go to town. No, that's a lie. We don't go to town. My friend takes 2 hits off of her joint, and she is lit up like a damn Christmas tree. And what I don't know about my friend when she gets high is that she gets chatty. This chick was talking, and at times I realized either I didn't understand what she was saying, or I simply wasn't listening, and I just would go in and out of the conversation. So she'd be saying something, I'm like, I don't even know what she's saying, because all she's doing is talking. Like, it could just be 7 words that made up a sentence, but they weren't 7 words that really made up a sentence. They just made up her sentence, like cow and dog, cement, waterway, balloon, and that's all I heard. Like, that's the sort of stuff I heard for about 30 minutes, and finally, and just out of nowhere, I would just giggle, not even laugh yet, just giggle, like she just said waterway and gorilla, like, because they just didn't make any sense. Whether she said it or not, no one will ever know, because I can't tell if it was my high or her high that made me hear things like sassafras and lipstick. I mean, so at any rate, she steady talking, but whatever she's doing, she steady talking and going through all the words in the history of English. Me, on the other hand, I apparently took 3 hits off my joint and just shut down. Like, I'm just sitting there looking around the room, like, observing my settings until my eyes, and I remember this as clear as day, and it might be the only thing I really remember for about 48 hours. I look out the window onto the sidewalk, the canal, the street, and my eyes get fixed on what I see out this window, and I look, and I'm looking, and I'm listening to my friend steady talking, but I'm still looking out the window, just amazed. And she finally stops talking, and she says, "Teresa, what do you think?" And I just slowly looked at her, and I looked back out the window, and I looked back to her, and all I could say was, I don't even know what city we're in right now. Because I didn't. I looked out the window, and I swear for God, I thought I was looking out onto LA. I thought I was looking out, I really thought I was looking out to an LA street. Like, I recognized the buildings, and I recognized what I saw. And to tell you the truth, as sure as I'm sitting here, I thought I saw LA. Another blink, I saw one of the other cities I'd visited in this trip to Europe. It might have been Amsterdam, too, mixed in there, but all I could do was look out the window, and it was like, you remember those red viewfinder things, those toys, a plastic toy where you can put a slide in there, and then you take your right hand and you click down the lever, and it turns the wheel again, and so you can see the next image. That window was the viewfinder, and it was like my brain kept seeing a different city. Every time I blinked, it was a different city. That weed had me going around the world. I never left the room. Never left the room. Never left the room. Was still sitting. I had no idea what city I was in. And I was just like, I don't know what city I'm in. This is where it really went bad. This is where I thought I was going to die. And when I say I thought I was going to die, I mean this literally. I mean, I don't mean this figuratively. I don't mean, I'm just, I'm being colorful with my language. I thought my life was going to end, because it got quiet for a moment when I said, I don't know what city we're in right now. And it was quiet for a half a second. And then we both just started laughing so hard. Like, we laughed so damn hard. I thought my head was going to break. I really thought my head was going to split into like 8 different sections. And you would see like my veins and everything. I know that sounds bad, but I could feel the pressure of all the blood in my body, in my head, and I was praying. Like, you know how you laugh so hard and everything is like this. It's the same sort of sound you made when you got a beating and you cried, or you fell off your bike and you cried so hard and you couldn't get air enough to make words. That's how hard I was laughing. I could not get air. I could not get air to make words. I couldn't communicate. All I could say the entire time was, please stop, please, please stop, please stop. And that's what I sound like too. I'm laughing all over again because it was so damn dumb. I was just begging her to stop laughing, because the more she laughed, oh my goodness, I can't take no more. The more she laughed, the harder I laughed. You think I'm playing? The more she laughed, the harder I laughed, and I was just like, I thought I was gonna die. I thought my life was over.